Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very excited.
Good.
First, it's Good Friday, Easter weekend. So, do you have any
Mhm.
big plans coming up for Easter?
No big plans. I'm just going to see my family on Sunday,
Mhm.
and I have a day off tomorrow, which is nice. So I think I'm gonna maybe jam a little, work on some music, um, go for a walk. Hopefully the weather's nice. It's been kind of on and off in Toronto here. It's been really cold and rainy, so I'm hoping that we get some sunshine this Easter.
Yeah, I'm in Michigan. It's raining right now. We had snow earlier in the week too.
It's like
Crazy.
too much. I can't deal with it.
All right, so let's get things started. The big thing with you right now, besides the album, of course, is that you were trending on Twitter, of course, for multiple days
Hmm.
after being featured on Pretty Little Liars. And I know
Hmm.
you've talked about that already in some interviews, but one thing I wasn't sure if you knew is just how many people actually watched the episode. And the viewers for that episode were 3.6 million people. And that was the second most watched episode ever of the show. And for ABC Family, for any of their scripted programming in the history of the network, that's one of the top 20 most watched shows ever. So your song
That
was heard, by an incredible amount of people.
that's insane. 3.6 million.
Yes,
Wow.
3.6 million. And that's not even.
Well, how lucky is that? I think I just lucked out with that because I haven't had an easy time getting my music placed on things.
Mhm,
I've tried to make those steps, but it seems to be that my music's either too artistic or but then again, I didn't write the song and it's
mhm.
such a blessing, that I think it's a beautiful song and it really kind of shocked me. I had no idea I got picked up.
Yeah, it was crazy. I came home and you were trending, and I was like, what is going on? I didn't know what happened, but
I know. It
yeah.
was weird. It was crazy. I'll never forget it. It was like totally unexpected and super exciting.
Yeah, it was a great moment for everyone. I know especially you, but for all the fans who've been waiting, for so long for you to finally, get some recognition and something. It was just an incredible moment for everyone. So,
It felt there was a lot of love
mhm.
happening.
So while we're talking about TV shows, are there any shows you would want your songs to get on? Not necessarily a high-rated show, but a show that the content you really like.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would love to get my songs on Grey's Anatomy, Shameless, anything on HBO. I think Mad
Shameless,
Men.
yeah, Shameless is a great show. I love it.
Isn't it great?
Yep.
Yeah, I would die to get a song on there, like something like Boogie Love or something kind of like. I think something like that could work well on Shameless because it's just
Mhm.
such an odd show, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then also on shows, you're going to be featured tonight, your song A Little Bit on Degrassi, the finale, which, of course,
Yeah.
another very big, watch show, the season finale. So that's really big.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna see if I can watch that tonight. I think it's gonna be in the dance, apparently in the dance part,
Yeah.
whatever that means.
Mhm. And then, so while we're on Degrassi, a lot of the Instant Star alumni people have been featured actually on the show, like Tim Rosen, Corey Lee, as you know, is a series regular now, Zoe
Hmm.
Palmer, Craig Warnock. I would assume maybe you've been approached to guest star, or maybe it hasn't worked out, or is that something you want to do? A quick little appearance on the show somehow?
I would love to. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't come up yet. I haven't. There hasn't been any audition sent my way, or I haven't been approached yet about that. But I would love to. I think the show's a great show, and it would feel like home too because it's filmed in the same. Some of the locations are similar to where we did Instant Stars, so
Hmm.
I'm familiar with so much of the crew. It would be really fun to see everyone again.
Hmm. And I know you're tired of the instant star stuff, but just one thing that people were wondering now, um, the season 3 and season 4 songs that were not fully released because you were under contract, so only a certain number of songs could come out. How would you feel if somehow they released, the full versions of you doing the songs that we don't currently have? I mean, would you be behind that, or do you really want to move past the instant star image? Because I know you're trying to separate yourself and everything.
Um, I have no problem. I mean, at this point, I feel like I've musically if people know what I'm doing, I think I've defined those lines enough now, like just by my own website and by like the albums that I've done personally.
Hmm.
It was a show I was on. I think it was a great show. I think it was a great concept. I love the writing for the show, and I would have no problem. I mean, at this point, any chance to get, there's so many talented people out there and so many talented musicians that I feel like any chance to get your music heard or your voice heard is awesome. But when it comes to my music, I like keeping it separate for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's there, you know, and if people listen to an Instant Star song and it leads them to my stuff, then that's a successful day.
Yeah. So you recently tweeted about auditioning for American Idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if that actually happened yet? Or...
It actually went incredibly well. I got to the third round. It was for the character Heather, and I wanted it so bad. And there was a dance call, and I've done that before because I did a film called Reefer Madness for Showtime that had some pretty extensive dancing in it. And I took dancing when I was younger, and I feel like I kind of knew, like, you know, the rhythm, but the dancing for Green Day, it's not really dancing. Like, the choreographer kind of made it clear that it's pretty much throwing yourself on the ground, and like it's a very high energy, aggressive, in a fantastic way, Broadway show. And I think I'm gonna have to wait and see because they're still casting for it, but I don't know if I can. It was just difficult. The dancing stuff, like the real physical leaping and throwing myself around was a bit, I had like 20 minutes to learn it. And I thought if I could just have a bit more time, I might be able to do something that could be good. But I ended up kind of feeling like, I don't know, on the vocal end and musically, I feel like it'd be great, but we'll have to wait and see. I think I got to dip my toes in theater. I would love to do something like that in theater because it would give me, I could grow and do something different, you know, it'd be fun.
Now, I think you were asking people on Twitter what songs you should sing for that. Did you? I don't know if I ever caught it.
Yeah. I sang Black Velvet by Atlanta Miles,
Okay.
and I landed on one knee at the end of the song.
Awesome. So when you were trending, there was a lot of news going around. Your brother and you were both, I mean, there were so many things that week. And I think he said there's going to be an EP when you guys are recording, maybe some songs back in the day. I think Cheyenne was talking about. Can you elaborate any more? I mean, what's going on with that?
Yeah, we're going to, we have so many songs that we want to get out there that are really special to us. And we just want to put them out, do like a little special EP just to show the fans and thank them for their support. And so we're going to be working on that actually pretty soon. Like I think in the next 2 months. He's already working on them now, like from a production standpoint. But yeah, I got a couple things up my sleeve too. Like I have a couple special things I'm going to be putting out here and there for the fans.
Very cool. And I know you've recently put some songs up on YouTube, like Thief and, of course, Mary and stuff like that. Are those songs going to be on an album, or are those just for fun? Or
Well, actually, those songs, first of all, they're going to be included in my my set list when I start playing. I'm playing live this summer, and I have this band that I basically found this amazing band that I adore in Toronto, and they're changing their name, so I can't give you the name now because they're in the midst of changing it, but they're going to play with me this summer, and Mary and Thief, plus a couple other new ones are going to be a part of the set list, like live. And yeah, and then on the next record, those I think are definitely like candidates to be on the next album.
Very cool. And I know one of the questions a lot of people wanted me to find out was you talked about a song called Breath of Empty Space for a movie project. They're wondering if there was any way we could get like a sample of a lyric or if you could sing a line or something. Anything?
That's funny. I think I will be able to soon enough. I put together, I'm co-writing this concept, or sorry, not co-writing. I'm involved. What am I saying? There's a script that I didn't write that I love. And it was a friend of a friend of mine. I found this script a couple of years ago, and I reached out to Graham Campbell, who's an amazing director. I've worked with him before in Instant Star, and he's just a great director nonetheless. He's worked with from Johnny Depp to Rachel McAdams, who's worked with Rachel Lee Cook. He's just a great director, and we started working together, and I've been producing this this film. I'm going to be in it. I would be in it, and it's a short film, it's kind of going along the lines of like Coffee and Cigarettes and like Dinner with Andre. It's a very simple script, and I think it's really funny. And it's just about a relationship between two people. And we put a package together for Bravo And we just put it out there to see if we can get funding, even if we can just get it to Sundance or whatever. And there was a song that was needed for it, like kind of a a funny. It's not people when they hear it they don't think it's funny, but when they read the script they go that's hilarious. But it's this kind of guy who's trying to be like this musician, superstar, and he writes a song called "Breath of Empty Space." And me and Jimmy Robbins wrote it, so you guys will hear it soon enough.
Okay, cool. And I know you just talked about touring. I think you said you were going to go to the East Coast and stuff, but I really think you need to go also to the Midwest and get in Michigan.
Yeah.
Because I was actually surprised. You have a lot of fans here. That when Voodoo came out, and fans are talking on the forums, where's everyone from? And I thought, I'm the only one, in Michigan, but there's a ton of people here, and there's some great venues. I think you would love, and really
I would
intimate,
love
really
it.
cool stuff.
Yeah, there's two ways. I mean, I'm playing shows here. It's hard. There's two ways to go. I want to grab my guitar and go and do an acoustic tour right now across the states.
Hmm.
It's just finding the right time. I have a feeling that this summer it's so important to me to get to you guys and play live. I'm just aching to get on stage and meet everyone and that's what I'm doing. I mean, I got my band now and we're doing some shows here first and we're going to do some festivals and then we're definitely in the talks of doing a tour.
Awesome. And so also on touring, I have the four biggest in the genres for touring last year of pop, rock, rap, and country. And I'm curious about each of the four, if you listen to them, if you don't like them, if you'd want to tour with them, open for them, whatever. So the biggest for pop artists is Lady Gaga.
Okay.
So what are your opinions on Lady Gaga?
I would I would say yeah, completely. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll take anything.
And then for country, we have Taylor Swift.
Uh-huh. Yes, I would love that. That'd be awesome.
And for rap, Eminem. I think it'd be cool. I think you talked about being featured in a rap song, a chorus or something. So I think an Eminem
Hmm.
song would be pretty cool if you get featured.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. All of that would be, to be honest with you, I would be completely honored if I even had a chance to be in the ranks of artists that any artist to me that has developed such a name for themselves in the industry, to be associated with is awesome. I think Eminem's a great rapper. Our music is different, but look what he did with Dido. It
Yeah,
was brilliant.
yep, yeah.
I would love to collaborate on a song with Eminem. I would love for him to hear my music. That'd be
Hmm.
amazing.
And then for rock, Dave Matthews Band.
Definitely. They're great.
That's my favorite band. I love them.
I love them too.
Yeah.
While they're doing their jam session, I can come up on stage and jam out with them.
And we're talking about artists, that you were kind of similar to, and you like Adele, Sarah Bareilles, and stuff. Would you ever be, because you got your YouTube channel, so are we going to see you doing some covers from someone like Adele or Sarah Bareilles? Because, when people put up covers, that is how, people get famous and stuff. So I think it'd be really cool if you did that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do like covers of like a cappella covers, but on stage I'm thinking of doing Sarah Bareilles' Basket Case. I think that's a great song. And I'd love to cover that. I love her new record. So that's what I'm thinking about now that I would do.
And we're talking about YouTube, Rebecca Black, the Friday song. I'm sure you've heard that, right?
Yeah, I did hear it.
Yeah. A lot of people thought that it would be interesting if you covered that in your own way, because if people are searching for her, they're going to come across you, and that could be an
I
interesting
know.
way for
That
some
would be
promotion.
interesting. That would be very artsy.
Because
I'll think about that.
yeah, because Alanis Morissette, she covered, I don't know, Black Eyed Peas, My Humps for an April Fool's joke, and it
Uh-huh.
got millions and millions of views and stuff. She did it in her own way, so
Right.
it's really cool.
No, that's awesome. That's a good idea. I got
Yeah,
to think about
yeah,
that.
you should do that. It'd be really cool.
Hmm.
Um,